Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you are all absolutely wonderful and amazing. So lovely to see so many of you joining me on a Sunday morning. I hope you are all cozy in bed or cozy on the couch or somewhere where you are comfortable. It is always so lovely to be with you on a Sunday morning. And for those of you who are finding this for the first time, who are watching for the first time, welcome. And of course, all of you who return every Sunday, it is really, truly so special to have you join me for Soul Service. So what is Soul Service? Soul Service is a service where we connect to our souls, learning, growing, connecting, sharing, experiencing. I mean, that's really, in a nutshell, what it is. And this week we have such an interesting topic. So just to explain how this topic came about this week, because it's always interesting and fascinating for me to see how it all unfolds and how it all develops. So I found myself having this particular conversation with quite a few clients this week. It just naturally, organically developed, and people were asking me, what does it mean to be spiritual? I'm trying to be spiritual, but I'm struggling. What do I, oh, only if you meditate in an uncomfortable pose for 40 minutes a day, only then can you call yourself spiritual, was these kind of conversations. And when I was connecting to spirit, and I was saying, like, why is this question coming up so much? Why are people asking, what does it mean to be spiritual and how to be spiritual? What is it, what do you have to do in order to consider yourself a spiritual being? And the answers I got were quite interesting. So before we get into all of that, because we're going to cover that during our reflection. So just a reminder, we're going to start off now with an opening. We're going to do an opening prayer just to set the intentions, just to ground us, just to connect us to spirit, just to bring in them, allow them to come in, and obviously to put protection in as well. And then we're going to go straight into a healing prayer where you are encouraged to participate, to engage, to interact, to experience. From there, we're going to do the astrology of the week ahead, which is a big one. Okay, we have big stuff happening this week, so that's going to be interesting. And then after that, we go into the reflection where we actually talk about the issue, which is spirituality. So I do hope that you enjoy the service. I do hope that this inspires you, motivates you, and just brings you the connection that you are looking for in life. And again, thank you for being here with me. Right, so I'm trying to see now. I've got to push all the buttons. I've got to push all the buttons. Hold a second. Hold a second. Right. I just realized I pushed the wrong button. So I do apologize for that. I still need that one up. Let's do our opening prayer. Right, friends, connect with me. Let's just take a deep breath and let's just center ourselves. Beloved Ascended Masters, our archangels and our spirit guides, we call upon your presence with gratitude and with so much love. Please surround us now with your divine light and protection, creating a sacred space of peace, of clarity, and safety. Ascended Masters, those who guide us with their wisdom, please illuminate our hearts and our minds, helping us to release fear, to release doubt, and to release any distractions, so that we may journey inward with trust and grace. Archangels of the highest realms, please wrap us in your wings of light and strength. Archangel Michael, shield us with your mighty sword of truth, cutting away all that no longer serves us. And Archangel Raphael, please fill this space with healing energy, restoring balance and harmony within and around us. Archangel Gabriel, please bless us with clarity and inspiration, helping us to hear the whispers of our soul. Our spirit guides, who are our faithful companions, we ask that you walk with us gently, guiding each step of this journey. Help us to align with our highest purpose and open our hearts to divine love and wisdom. As we embark, we affirm that we are safe, that we are protected, and that we are so deeply loved. Let this time of stillness today and this reflection right now bring peace, healing, and renewed energy to our being. And so it is. And so it is. Right, you're still with me. Okay, so I can now push the button that I pushed accidentally just now as we prepare to send and receive healing energy to one and all. Friends, please remember at this point to put names into the chat of anybody you know who is in need of healing at this time. Okay, whether they be human, whether they be animal, whether they be situations, whatever it is, whoever it is that you know who is in need of healing right now, please do put their names into the chat. You have options as well of writing them on a piece of paper in front of you. You could also just hold their names in your heart. You can just think about them, whatever it is that works for you. But this is the time to bring forward the people in your life who are in need of healing right now. Please bring all of them through and put them into the chat right now. As we breathe, as we connect, as we think about all of these people, I also just want to remind you to not forget about yourself. Not to forget about yourself, because you are also in need of healing as well. Yes, Ina, yourself must include yourself as well. So anybody who you love, anybody you know, even those that you don't love, even those that are irritating you, let's send them healing. Let's send them love. Let's send them just unconditional connections. Everybody who is in need. And as I said, even those names that aren't put into the chat, we're going to think about them and we're going to include them as well. All right. Let's all take a deep breath in. And as we exhale our air out, I want you to feel yourself relaxing into the sacred space. So take a deep breath in, hold for a brief second, and as you exhale, just allow yourself to relax into this moment, to relax into the space. As we connect and as we send the healing that is needed to one and all right now. Allow the rhythmic flow of my little water on the beach just allow you to relax, to disconnect, to switch off from all your stresses and your worries and your concerns. Just allow yourself to be in this moment. And with every exhale, you become more and more relaxed. As we come together in the spirit of love, in the spirit of compassion, and in the spirit of healing, I invite you now to bring to mind anyone, whether they be person or animal, who is in need of healing on a physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual level. We include all those names that have been typed into the chat. And as we read through those names, as we connect with all of those, as we think about them, we also include names that have been spoken, typed, written into books and on pieces of paper. And as you think of these people, we honor their presence, we honor their journey, and we honor their healing. Beloved source of all life, we ask that the healing energies flow freely through our gathering here today. Please surround us all with the purest light, bathing each name that has been spoken, typed, or held. Bathe each one in divine love, healing, and restoration. We call upon Archangel Raphael, who is the healer of the body, the mind, and the spirit. We ask Archangel Raphael to wrap his emerald green light around those that are in need right now, easing pain, easing discomfort, bringing any renewal that is needed. We call in Archangel Michael, who is the protector of all souls, and we ask that he uses his mighty sword of light to cut through the fear, the doubt, and any energies that no longer serves us, clearing and removing it all. We call upon Archangel Gabriel, who is the bringer of clarity and the bringer of hope. We ask that he infuse all of those in need with the strength to see their own light and to find their own way forward. We call upon Archangel Uriel, who is the keeper of wisdom and peace. And we ask that he shines his golden light upon our path, filling each one of us with serenity and understanding. And as always, we invite in the Ascended Masters, our divine teachers and our loving spirit guides. And we ask that all of us and all of these names and all of these souls be surrounded with compassion and grace. We ask that the healing energy that we are sending out right now be amplified as much as it possibly can be, guiding each one of us and each one of those that we are thinking about, guiding us all towards wholeness, healing, and safety. Friends, take a moment now to collectively send the healing energy. I invite you to visualize a radiant golden light coming out of your heart space. See this golden light growing bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, brighter and brighter, as it extends from your heart out into the world. See this golden light coming from your heart space, connecting with the golden light of each other person, as we completely envelop and surround our entire Mother Earth in this beautiful, beautiful golden light of healing. Let's see this light expanding outward, touching each person whose name has been held here today, as well as the entire world, clearing, healing, rejuvenating, balancing every single soul, being, animal and plant, giving whatever it is that they need, allowing them to accept and to take whatever it is that they need. May they all be healed. May we all be at peace. And may everybody feel loved and supported. As you take in another deep breath, and as you exhale out, I want you to send this light and this intention out into the universe, trusting that it's going to reach all those that it needs to right here and right now. And that everybody who is in need of healing receives and utilizes the healing in the best way that they can. And so it is. And so it is. We always feel so good after that, don't we? It's always just such a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I honestly, to me, sending healing out to the world is just so much more. I just feel so much better afterwards than if I had to do a whole meditation. You know, I just feel sending and just being a conduit for that energy is just, it feels so good within my own body. And I hope it feels that way for you too. Thank you for joining me in sending out the healing to all those in need. Thank you, friends. Next, we're moving on to this week's astrology. Trying to get all fancy with my little videos. Right, so for the astrology section, what we basically do is I look at the week ahead to see if there is one big thing that might be happening. So there are always a lot of things happening in the sky which affect us all individually and collectively, but I try to find one event which I feel for this week is a standout event. For this week, something that we all need to be mindful of, that we all need to be aware of. And then I look at how to put it forward in a very simple way. So not to give you too much astrology speak, to keep it simple so that you understand what it is that's happening and how it is going to be affecting you and affecting the people around you. And then once we've covered that, I then will do the individual horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac around the theme of whatever it is that we're talking about. And this week, we are experiencing a full lunar eclipse in Virgo. And this is happening on the 14th. When is the 14th? I don't even know when the 14th is. Hold a second. 14th is Friday by the looks of it, okay? But understanding, even though this event is only happening on Friday and today is Sunday, the day of recording this live, the energy of this lunar eclipse actually started 2 weeks before, okay? So we are already in this period. So let me just first of all talk about what is a lunar eclipse. So forgetting about where it is and when it's happening, just a lunar eclipse in itself. So a lunar eclipse is quite a profound experience of a deep time of transformation, of emotional release, and heightened spiritual awareness. Lunar eclipses are often seen as powerful cosmic events that align the sun, the moon, and the earth all together, creating a union between our physical, our emotional, and our spiritual realms. So lunar eclipses generally tend to amplify the energy of the moon, which is already at a time of culmination and closure. So spiritually, a lunar eclipse acts as a reset button. Okay, it encourages us all to release old patterns, to release old emotions, and to release any attachments that no longer serve our higher good. This release will create space for renewal and for fresh alignment with our true self. When we have a lunar eclipse, it is the Earth's shadow that is obscuring the moon, okay? So if you visualize the Earth here, we've got the sun on the side and we've got the moon there with the Earth in the middle. So the sun is shining onto the Earth, which is then casting a shadow over the moon. And that is when a lunar eclipse takes place. So the Earth's shadow basically obscures the moon, this symbolizes confrontation of our own shadows. Interesting. Hidden fears, unprocessed emotions, and limiting beliefs. A lunar eclipse will invite us to be introspective, invite us to become more self-aware, and it'll also help us to integrate shadow aspects and step into greater wholeness within ourselves. Okay. During a lunar eclipse, we will also notice that the veil between the physical and the spiritual worlds is a little bit thinner. This will enhance intuitive and psychic abilities. This will also be a really potent time for meditation, for dream work, and for connecting with your spirit guides and higher realms. So eclipses are generally associated with fate and karmic events. So spiritually, an eclipse is going to mark a pivotal moment on your soul's journey. This can include the resolution of past life karma or the re-evaluation of new paths that are aligned with your life purpose. The moon, who is our divine feminine, is temporarily overshadowed, which offers an opportunity to balance the yin energy. Yin is the receptive energy, and the yang active energies within ourselves. So again, a lunar eclipse is a reminder to embrace both your nurturing emotional side with your action-oriented logical side. Okay. So lunar eclipses signal an ending that paves the way for a new beginning. So these are moments of profound transformation, and you are urged to let go of what no longer resonates with your soul at this time. So how do we harness the spiritual energy of a lunar eclipse? The first way is to reflect and to meditate. So create time for yourself to meditate on areas of your life that feel stagnant or feel unaligned. Ask yourself, what needs to be released in order for me to grow spiritually right now? Another way that you can harness the energy of a lunar eclipse is to set intentions during this time. So while the solar eclipses are better for planting seeds, the lunar eclipses are ideal for clearing the way so that we can plant the seeds at a later time. And the other thing that you need to do is to always be looking for signs and synchronicities. So eclipses are known to bring revelations, like mind-blowing moments. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to the intuitive messages that you may be receiving, and pay attention to unexpected events that might feel divinely orchestrated right now. Okay, so our lunar eclipse that we're having now is happening in the sign of Virgo. So I always feel when I start talking about spirit and with spirit, I always feel like I've got, cobwebs on my face, but it's just the energy that is amplifying. So if I'm fiddling on my face the whole time, please just ignore it. I try so hard not to, but sometimes we have to scratch. All right, so key themes of a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So it's all about letting go of perfectionism. So Virgo has this pursuit of perfection. And Virgo's pursuit of perfectionism can sometimes lead us to start self-doubting or to start overthinking. And the eclipse energy is going to encourage us to embrace our imperfections and giving ourselves permission to be human. Okay. Another way that this lunar eclipse in Virgo may affect us is we need to be focusing on our healing and self-care. So focus on your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. This is a really good time to detox the physical body, to declutter your home, and to make changes that support a healthier lifestyle. Virgo's energy also revolves around being of service to others. Okay, so you might feel drawn to reevaluate how you are contributing to the world and whether this actually truly aligns with your soul purpose. While Virgo is very practical and very detail oriented, this eclipse is going to urge us to blend logic with our emotional intelligence. So, what is important here is that you trust your gut instincts and allow your intuition to guide your plans moving forward. This is also a time to release and to identify habits, routines, and thought patterns that are holding you back. So, questions that you need to be asking yourself around this lunar eclipse in Virgo is: am I being too hard on myself? Do my routines support my long term goals? Okay. So, practical things that you can do during this eclipse is to journal. Okay, to journal everything that I've just been talking about now, to declutter, to meditate, and to set intentions. So what we have to understand is that a lunar eclipse in Virgo is a reminder that healing and growth come from honoring both your spiritual and your earthly responsibilities. It's about connecting the two worlds. By letting go of what no longer serves, you can create space for aligned opportunities and a deeper sense of fulfillment. All right. I'm now going to go through each sign of the zodiac, giving you insight into what you can look forward to. I should put that into inverted commas during this lunar eclipse. What are kind of things that are going to come up for you during this lunar eclipse in Virgo? So for Aries, this eclipse shines a light on your habits, urging you to examine your daily routines and how they support or how they hinder your well-being. It is important, Aries, that you let go of toxic habits or overworking. This is a powerful time to implement healthier practices, to reorganize your priorities, and to focus on creating a balance between work and self-care. Taurus, for you guys, this eclipse is going to highlight your passion, your creativity, and your inner child. So you may feel the urge to release creative blocks or to let go of old fears that stifle your self-expression. So new opportunities for joy and romance may emerge if you are open to them, Taurus. Embrace spontaneity and allow yourself to have fun. Important. Gemini, for you guys, deep emotional healing is in store for you as this eclipse is going to illuminate family dynamics and your sense of security. So old wounds related to home or childhood may even surface for you. And if it does come up for you, Gemini, it's time for you to work on it, work through it, clear it, resolve it. It is a time to let go of the past and to create a sanctuary that nurtures your soul, Gemini. Declutter your living space to reflect the inner clarity that you want, that you need, and that you desire. For all my Cancerians out there, this eclipse is going to encourage you to reevaluate your thoughts and the way that you communicate with the world. Negative self-talk or unproductive mental habits may come to the forefront for you. It's important that you release these patterns and focus on expressing your truth authentically and kindly. Journal your thoughts to gain clarity that is needed. And now we go on to Leo. So Leo, for you, this particular eclipse is going to ask you to reassess your relationship with money and your sense of value. So are your financial habits aligned with the goals that you've set for yourself? It's important, Leo, that you let go of scarcity mindset and embrace the opportunities that you have to build a stability and confidence in your life. So create yourself a budget or to revisit your financial plans in order to feel more secure with your finances. Okay. Virgo. So as this eclipse occurs in your sign, it's a full lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. So this is all on you. This means that for you guys, this is going to be a major turning point for personal growth. Okay. You are being called to release old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. You are being called to step into your power and to embrace your true potential with confidence. But Virgo, it is very, very important that you practice self-love and affirm your worth on a daily basis. So every single day, create yourself some affirmations. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of happiness. Just do that every single day. Reaffirm, practice self-care, practice self-love, and reaffirm your worth on a daily basis, because this is going to hit you guys hard. Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. So this eclipse is going to stir up your subconscious. It's going to encourage deep reflection and inner healing for all of you. Hidden fears and unresolved issues may surface at this point, but this is an opportunity for you to release them and to connect with your higher self. So meditate or engage in spiritual practices in order to restore your balance. Scorpio. This eclipse is going to highlight your social connections and your long-term goals. So it's a time for you to release friendships or to release groups that no longer align with your values. New opportunities to collaborate and to connect with like-minded people may actually come up for you. And it is important that you focus on building authentic and supportive relationships. Sagittarius. This eclipse urges you to reevaluate your career and what you are aspiring to within your career. So are you truly aligned with your purpose? Release any outdated goals or professional situations that don't feel fulfilling for you right now. New opportunities for success await if you trust the process. So take a step back and to reassess your career strategy. And Capricorn. This particular eclipse is going to inspire you to challenge limiting beliefs and to also expand your own horizons. This is a time of releasing old philosophies and old routines that no longer resonate with you. Embrace growth through learning, through travel, and through spiritual exploration. Be open to new ideas and to new perspectives. And Aquarius. The eclipse brings powerful transformations in your emotional and in your financial connections. You may release fears around being vulnerable. You may release fears around being in control. Deep healing in your relationships and shared resources are possible if you allow it. It is important, Aquarius, that you let go of what you can't control while still trusting the process. And last but not least, we have Pisces. So Pisces, this eclipse is going to shine a light on your closest relationships, urging you to release patterns that no longer serve, balance, or bring harmony into your life. It is important, Pisces, that you let go of codependencies or unrealistic expectations. New relationship dynamics that are rooted in mutual respect are possible for you. But you do need to make sure that your communication is open and that you are setting healthy boundaries in your personal relationships. So friends, there we have the zodiacs, the understanding of this particular lunar eclipse. And just as a final thought before we finish off the astrology, this particular lunar eclipse in Virgo, as a reminder, is going to call us all to align with our authentic selves by releasing what is holding us back. While its influence may feel rather intense, it is a beautiful opportunity for transformation, for healing, and for renewal. So trust the process and embrace the changes that it's going to bring into your life at this stage. So lunar eclipses are big. This is the beginning of what we call eclipse season in the astrology world. So after the lunar eclipse, we are going to have a solar eclipse. And when that comes up, I will definitely be talking about that as well. So we only have eclipse season twice a year. So when it does happen, it is big events that are taking place. So good luck for this lunar eclipse. I do hope that it is easy, simple, and effective for all of you. Right, so we are done with our astrology, and now we're going to move into our focus. Our focus for the week ahead, which is our reflection. So this is, as you can see with our thumbnail and the heading of this particular video, of this live stream, our reflection this week is all about spirituality. What is it and what is it not? It's important to not just talk about what it is, but to talk about what it isn't as well. So just a little bit about my own journey before I get into my notes. And when I talk about my notes, it's what I've written down from Spirit, okay? So when we talk about spirituality, I like to consider myself a spiritualist. So if somebody says to me, oh, what is your religion? I will use the term spiritualist, okay? So spiritualist is a movement. It is a group of people who come together. I'm going to give you quite a bit of information about the spiritualist services and how they work and all of that kind of thing as well. But you don't have to be a spiritualist to be spiritual. So for me, unbeknownst, without even realizing it, from a little girl, I have been a spiritual person. How do I know that? How can I say that? When I didn't know anything, I hadn't been taught anything, I hadn't been given any information. Well, being spiritual basically means being kind to other people, being considerate of other people, doing unto others as you would have done to you. It's about just being a nice person. I had my moments where I wasn't a nice person growing up, but I like to think overall I have been. And I've always been very connected to spirit. I've always been very interested in the angels and in spirit guide and in source and all the ascended masters and all the religions and all the things. So that is what it means to be spiritual. But what it means, taking it a step further, is taking all of this understanding, taking all of this interest and actually adopting it, using it in your life. And I think without even knowing it, I've been doing that my entire life. All right, so let's unpack this a little bit. So spirituality is a very deeply personal journey. And it's a personal journey of self-discovery, and it's a connection to something that is greater than ourselves. It is not confined to a religious practice, okay? It is not confined to any kind of doctrine, any kind of dogma, although it can and often does fall part of one's religious experience. So at its core, though, spirituality is about seeking meaning, purpose, and a sense of belonging within our vast universe that we all exist in. So what is spirituality? Spirituality is, number one, a path to self-discovery because it encourages introspection, it encourages awareness, awareness of yourself, including your emotions, including your beliefs, and including your values. Spirituality is a connection to the universe. So whether this be to a higher power, whether this be to nature, whether this be to a collective consciousness, or even just to your own soul, it's a connection to something else. Spirituality is also very flexible and very inclusive. There is no single right way to be spiritual. Therefore, there is no single wrong way in being spiritual either. Spirituality adapts to our own individual experiences and our own world views. Spirituality is also incredibly empowering because it gives us the tools that we need for personal growth. It gives us the tools that we need for healing and the tools that we need for understanding. So in a nutshell, spirituality is, number one, a path to self-discovery. Number two, a connection to the universe, a connection to something bigger than us. Number three, spirituality is flexible and inclusive. And number four, spirituality is empowering. Okay, let's now talk about what spirituality is not. Number one, it is not a defined set of rules. So unlike some religious frameworks, spirituality doesn't impose rigid guidelines or rituals unless those have been chosen by the individual. Number two, it is not superficial. Spirituality is not superficial. It's not just about practicing mindfulness or owning crystals. These are all tools that we can use, but they're not the entirety of the journey. And the third thing that spirituality is not is exclusive. It's not exclusive. So true spirituality does not judge, and it does not exclude others based on their beliefs or based on their practices. So to recap, spirituality is not, number one, a defined set of rules. Number two, it's not superficial. And number three, it's not exclusive. Okay. So how can spirituality guide our lives on a daily basis? So spirituality basically acts like a compass, offering us direction and offering us clarity. It gives us purpose and meaning because it'll help you to uncover what really matters to you and how to align your actions with your values. Spirituality also also fosters inner strength and a sense of calm, especially when going through difficult, challenging times. So practicing spirituality offers resilience and peace. Spirituality also helps to improve our relationships because it nurtures themes of compassion, themes of empathy, and it gives us a deeper understanding of ourselves and of other people, which can only increase benefit and help personal relationships. Spirituality can also enhance our intuition. Why? Because when we connect with our inner self, we suddenly make decisions with greater clarity and with greater confidence. And living a life of spirituality encourages us to embrace our true self. It frees us of societal expectations. It frees us of societal fears and allows us to live an authentic life. Okay, so whether you are new to spirituality or whether you're looking to deepen your connection, I'm going to give you some steps, some things that you can do to help you become a more spiritual being. So the first step, number one, is always, if we're talking about spirituality, the first thing that we always have to think about, the first thing that we always have to talk about is self-reflection. Okay? So you have to make time to look at yourself. You have to make time to reflect on who you are. You have to make time to explore your beliefs, your fears, your aspirations. We mustn't look externally. If you're looking externally, you're not spiritual. If you're looking at other people and wondering why they're doing what they're doing and how they're doing it that way and why are they doing, no, that's not spiritual. Spiritual is about looking here first. Okay? First thing, look at self. The next thing that you can do in order to become a more spiritual being, to be more spiritual in your life, is to practice gratitude. You know, I say that all the time. So daily gratitude shifts your focus from lack into a focus of abundance. That's spiritual. We also need, in order to deepen your own spiritual journey, for you to be a more spiritual being, you need to practice mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is about being present in the moment. That's it. Being present in whatever moment you're in. So no matter what you're doing, be present, be active, okay? Whether it be meditation, whether it be yoga, whether it be just observing your surroundings, be present. When you're having a conversation with a person, be present. When you're working, be active, be present, be in that moment. Don't be robotic. Don't be on autopilot. Don't do that. That is not spiritual. The other thing that you can do to become more spiritual is to explore the tools that are available to you. So tools like tarot, tools like astrology, tools like energy healing, anything where you are able to receive and give are tools that will increase your spirituality. And then, of course, there is always the learning and the studying. So read spiritual books, listen to talks on spirituality, listen to talks by thought leaders to expand your understanding of the self and then by extension of other people. It is also important that you connect with others. So join spiritual groups attend workshops, engage in community practices in order to find the support and the inspiration that you're needing. And the last point that I want to say, in order for you to become more spiritual, is to approach your journey with curiosity and a willingness to learn rather than just rigid expectations. Okay. So I want to give you a few myths about being spiritual, because spirituality is often misunderstood. People often think it's dark and it's evil and it's dangerous and it's whatever it is. So I want to just bust a few myths, not a lot, okay? We don't want to spend too much time on this, but I want to just say, spirituality is very much misunderstood. And it's the misunderstandings that lead to myths that deter people from exploring it. So I want to just address a few. The first myth is that spirituality is only for those that are deeply religious. Please understand that spirituality can and does exist independently of religion. You do not have to be religious to be spiritual. But if you are deeply religious in any religion, you can still be spiritual. It's about the personal connection, not the institutional affiliation. That sentence that Spirit gave me, again, I had like mind-blown experience. So spirituality, it's about the personal connection and not the institutional affiliation. The next myth is that you need special gifts to be spiritual. So in other words, you can only be a true spiritual person if you are psychic or if you are whatever. No, absolutely nonsense. Everybody has capacity for spiritual growth. It is not limited to just a few people. And even if you're right now watching and listening to me, even if you are not psychic per se, don't think, oh, well, I can't be spiritual because I don't have that natural talent. You can develop that natural talent because you do have it. It's just dormant. You've just closed the door to it. If you open that door to it, if you start working and training that muscle, you can develop your own psychic abilities. It takes time. And the third myth that I want to bust is the fact of people saying, oh, but spirituality is expensive because you have to have all the crystals and you have to have all the things and you have to have all the tools. And no, spirituality needs none of that. Having it is great. It's a tool that will enhance, but you can be the most spiritual person on this planet and have absolutely nothing. Remember, spirituality is all about the personal journey, the journey that you embark on for and with yourself. Okay. We need to also recognize, though, that spirituality is universal and it transcends culture, it transcends race, it transcends gender, and it transcends socio-economic statuses. So you can't say, oh, only these people who tick these boxes can fall under the category. Absolutely not. And this is one of the things that I have my entire life loved about being a spiritual being, is that somebody who has a completely different religious belief and outlook to me, a different culture, a different life to me, we can still coexist together because we have the same belief system of spirituality. I love that. Spirituality also means that we do respect diverse paths. We respect the fact that somebody else enjoys connection through prayer, where somebody else prefers going for a hike in nature. It's the same thing, we're just doing it in a different way, and that's okay. That's okay. However you are comfortable connecting with yourself is perfect for you, and it doesn't mean that it will be perfect for somebody else. Spirituality also creates safe places, safe spaces where people feel welcome to explore their own spirituality without judgment or pressure to conform or to fit into a particular box. So, to be a spiritualist is to acknowledge that the physical, human, and the spiritual worlds are actually very much connected. So we understand that life continues. So as a spiritualist, I'm not talking spirituality now, I'm talking a spiritualist. So as a spiritualist, it's about acknowledging earth and spirit and how connected they are. We understand that life continues beyond the earth experience, beyond the physical plane. and that we are supported by spirit guides, by our loved ones, and by divine beings who will always assist us on our earth journey. This knowledge invites us to live with purpose, to live mindfully, and to be aware that our thoughts, our actions, and our energies ripple out into the universe. So, as a spiritualist, our daily life, every single day, not just Sundays, every single life are guided by a few key principles. The first key principle of a spiritualist is love and compassion. So spiritualists generally thrive to approach every interaction with kindness and with understanding, seeing the divine spark within ourselves and therefore seeing that same divine spark in others. Being a nice person isn't just a guideline, all right? It's a natural expression of spiritual awareness. Another key principle of being a spiritualist is being mindful of spirit. So every single day, it's about taking time to connect with spirit, whether it be through meditation, prayer, or just simply being present in the moment. It's about remaining open to the guidance that we are receiving from our higher selves and all the unseen forces and energies that are supporting us on a daily basis. Another key principle of being a spiritualist is service to others. So helping others is an essential aspect of living a spiritual life. By extending a helping hand, by extending a kind word, by sending out healing energy, we are fulfilling our roles as instruments of spirit. And personal growth is the other key aspect of being a spiritualist, because spiritualism encourages continual learning. You can never get to a point and say, oh, there we go. I have my degree. I have my qualification. I'm done. No, that doesn't work like that. So it's about continual learning and continual self-awareness, reflecting on your own experiences, embracing your own shadows, and striving to become a better version of yourself that is all in alignment with your spiritual purpose. So it is important to clarify here that spiritualism is not a religion in the conventional sense of the word. There are no rigid doctrines, there are no rigid dogmas. Instead, it is a philosophy and a life practice centered on universal truths. So while it honors all of the paths to the divine, it also emphasizes personal experiences and the validation of spiritual truths that come through the connection with the spirit world. And as a spiritualist, you might find yourself cultivating a deep sense of gratitude, trusting in the ebb and the flow of life, and allowing spirit to work through you. And every single moment becomes an opportunity to practice presence, humility, and most importantly, love. So you may or may not know that in South Africa and around the world, we have these spiritualist sanctuaries, sometimes called churches. I prefer to call them a sanctuary because it's a place that you go to receive. And they run services similar to what I do here. Okay, some of the sanctuaries run a service every single Sunday, and some sanctuaries run a service only every second Sunday or once a month or whatever, just depending. And like I said, this is throughout the world. I am very blessed and lucky that here in Durban, where I am, I have 5 sanctuaries within, a 50 kilometer, okay, maybe a bit more than 50 kilometer radius. But I have so many so close by. I'm so blessed. I really am. So anytime I need to connect or to learn or to just remind myself what's important, I can go to a church service. Okay, I can go to a spiritualist where there are people who are spiritual like me, who are working on themselves, who are hopefully improving themselves every single day, and who are practicing kindness, and who are connecting to spirit, and who are working on themselves all the time. And honestly, that is just, for me, just absolutely beautiful. So when you go to a spiritualist church service, when you go to a sanctuary, the first thing that they do is they always start every service with the great invocation. Okay, it's something that they open up the hymn book and everybody reads it together. I'm going to read you the great invocation now, and then I'm going to take you through understanding what the great invocation stands for, because to me it's like the 10 commandments. To me, this is what life is all about. So, to read to you the Great Invocation. And those of you who do know it, you're welcome to say it along with me, because I know if you've been to a church service often enough, you know the words. So, the Great Invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. And from the center, which we call the race of man, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. How beautiful is that? I really do. I love, 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 love the Great Invocation. So I'm going to give you just very short explanation of each line within the Great Invocation. So the first one, from the point of light within the mind of God. This line refers to the divine intelligence that illuminates and inspires humanity's minds, bringing clarity, bringing wisdom, and bringing enlightenment. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. This calls for divine light to flow into human consciousness and to radiate throughout the world, dispelling ignorance and fostering understanding. From the point of love within the heart of God, this line focuses on divine love, which is the source of compassion, connection, and unity. Let love stream forth into the hearts of men, and may Christ return to earth. This asks for love to awaken in humanity's hearts. It encourages kindness, it encourages unity, and the reference to Christ symbolizes the return of divine principles of love and service. I love that. From the center where the will of God is known, this line speaks of the divine plan and the higher purpose that guides creation and evolution. Evolution. Let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. This line calls for human intentions to align with the greater universal purpose as understood by enlightened beings. And from the center, which we call the race of man, this emphasizes humanity's collective role in carrying out the divine plan. Let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. This envisions the fulfillment of a plan where love and light overcome negativity, ignorance, and suffering. And let light, love, and power restore the plan on earth is the final line that expresses hope. It sets the intention for harmonious restoration of divine principles on earth. So, those of you who want to be a more spiritual person, be kind, be thoughtful, be mindful, be aware. That's all you have to do in order to be spiritual. Bring in connection to spirit every single day. Be mindful of your reactions, of what you're thinking, your judgments. Be kind, be gentle to yourself, be kind and gentle to everybody else around you. And practice connection and kindness and mindfulness and staying present. That great invocation, if you read it to yourself every morning, put it inside your daily diary, and every day you open it, read that great invocation to yourself, but read it with intention, read it with purpose, read it to bring truth into your life. And if you do that, I promise you, it makes such a big difference to who you are, who you're becoming, and who you're going to be. So it's not about, oh, I can't be a spiritual person because I don't have abilities, or I don't have that crystal, or I don't have that incense, or I don't stand on my head and, I don't know, drink from a water upside down, drink from a cup upside down. You don't have to do anything except be nice, be kind, be mindful, be thoughtful, connect to spirit on a daily basis. And when I say connect with spirit, whatever spirit is for you, whatever spirit is for you, whether it's a particular deity, whether it is a particular ascended master, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you are connecting with a source bigger than you and I, you're doing well. You are doing well. So I do hope that that short little talk has inspired you. I do hope that it's put things into perspective, because I know as a human being walking this earth right now, self-judgment is such a big thing. We are so hard on ourselves. We are so quick to criticize. We are so quick to judge. We are so quick to be cruel to ourselves. We really and truly are. And we constantly put ourselves down. We're constantly saying how we are not good enough and we're not capable and we never will. And we need to stop that. We need to start recognizing that however you are right now is perfect. As long as you are being kind, as long as you are doing things mindfully, as long as you are present in every day, and as long as you are connecting to a source greater than you, you're winning. You're absolutely winning. So don't be so hard on yourselves, friends. Trust, accept, allow, and recognize that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, which means you're not going to be perfect. As much as we want to, and as much as we strive for perfection, we're human. And to human is to error. We've come here, we've come to this incarnation now to make mistakes, to learn, to grow. Because you only grow through lessons. Lessons happen when things go wrong. Lessons happen when you experience hardship and difficulty and challenge. But practice gratitude for those lessons, for those hardships, for those challenges. And if you just stay in this present moment, you're doing amazingly well. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for sharing the space with me. I am always so grateful that you're allowing me a platform to share my truth, my understanding, my experiences, and giving spirit an opportunity to connect with each one of you as well, using me as the channel, as the voice. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for sharing with me. I am always, always so grateful. And I am especially grateful to my channel members for your unconditional love and support. So the list of names that you see on screen now are people who pay a small monthly subscription to me here on YouTube to just show appreciation and value for who I am and for what I bring. So I am so grateful to every single one of you for your love and for your contribution. Paula has an interesting question. I'm going to look at your question, Paula. Paula says, what if you seem to be going through more of human moments and feeling less spiritual? You know what, Paula? That is normal. Like, honestly and truly, I am going to say to you that if you look at any person, whether they are living a truly spiritual life or whether they are not, we all tend to have this. This is normal. This is what happens. This is where the learning, the growth, and the experiences come in. So if you're having more human moments, it's because you're stuck in the human. You're stuck in the ego. You're stuck in the I need to, I want to, I must. Those three sentences, I need to, I want to, I must, that is ego. That is human, okay? Spiritual says, I trust that everything's going to be okay. But you can't be spiritual and say, I trust that everything's going to be okay, and then sit on the couch and watch TV all day. You still have to do the stuff. We still have to. So what you've got to do, Paula, when you tend to be going through more human drama and chaos and less of the feeling spiritual, you have to, it's like any kind of muscle that you work. So let's say, for example, you want to run a marathon. You can't just wake up one morning and decide, oh, today I feel like running a marathon, and off you go. You have to every single day get up and train and practice and rock up and pitch up and do the work, building towards the marathon. And being spiritual is exactly the same. You're never going to get it right instantly. And even somebody like me, who I really like to think I do live a spiritual life 90% of the time, you know, I have to every single day remind myself to be kind, to be gentle, to practice, to do things every single day. You never get to a point where suddenly you stop. You never get to a point where you finish the learning, finish the lessons, finish the experiences. It doesn't work like that. So what you need to do, Paula, is in and amongst the earthly chaos, the human chaos, in and amongst the human moments, as you've called them, you have to remind yourself to stop, to do a meditation, to do a prayer, to do a mindful exercise, to focus on you. How do you improve yourself? How do you become a better version of yourself? How do you become a kinder person? Practicing gratitude every single day, Paula, will lead you into becoming a more spiritual person. So it's little things. Do little things every day, but force yourself to do the little things every day, and then suddenly it becomes easier. Suddenly you're living a more spiritual life. So it isn't just a switch that, boom, and there I am done. It is a process, and it is a lifelong process. You never, ever, ever stop. You have to every single day remind yourself, I need to be this, I need to be that, I mustn't be this, I mustn't be that. But if you do make a mistake, if you do fall into the ego, it's okay. Once you've recognized, oh, oops, I have fallen into the ego, time out, stop, breathe, and make a correct choice and decision and move forward in a different way. Don't beat yourself up because, as I said, I like to say that I live a spiritual life 90% of the time. It might even be less than that, to be totally honest, because I'm human. I am a human I'm a spirit having a human experience. And having the human experience is important. Being ego is important because it's why we chose to incarnate on earth at this time. So don't be so hard on yourself, my darling, all right? Don't be so hard on yourself. So friends, thank you for being with me today. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for allowing me to share this platform with you. I really am so, so, so grateful. A reminder that next week's service will be an evening service. Let me just check here quickly. Yes, it will be an evening service on the 16th of March. So 6 p.m. South African time is our evening service next week to allow for people on the other side of the globe to join in. But do remember that these live videos are available to you all the time. You can go back and watch them at any time you need the inspiration or you just need the connection. So join me now as we close in prayer. Beloved spirit guides, angels, archangels, and our higher selves, we come before you with hearts that are full of gratitude for the sacred time that we have shared here today. Thank you for your loving presence. Thank you for your wisdom. And thank you for your guidance throughout our experience today. We honor the healing energy that has been sent out into the world and received in our own hearts. We ask that this healing energy continue to flow wherever it is needed most, touching the lives and lifting spirits with divine grace. We give thanks for the lessons, for the insights, and the connections that we have made here today. We are humbled and grateful for your ways that you inspire us to grow, to heal, and to align with our higher purpose. As we step forward into the week ahead, we ask for your continued assistance. Please walk beside us, offering clarity when we feel uncertain, offering strength when we feel weary, and offering love when we need reminding of our worth. Protect and guide us and help us to remain open to the beauty of life and the wisdom of the universe. May we carry this light forward, sharing it with others, and staying deeply connected to the divine within and all around us. With deepest gratitude and love, we thank you. And so it is. I wish you all an amazing week. Enjoy your Sunday, what's left of it, and I look forward to connecting with you all again soon. Take care, friends.